The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Gloves Are Off. I'm Moses Woldu. We got a great show for you. A lot of topics. The Duke Blue Devils champions once again. One guest in particular might not like that very much, but we'll get to him in a second. And of course, we're going to talk a lot about basketball, football, you name it, hockey. But first, our guests. No, he has not. Well, actually, I was going to say, Andrew, you look a lot better today. No, it's Claire Hanna. Pleased to be joined by you. You're
Thanks,
Newcap
Moses.
Sports. Awesome to have you on.
Thanks
and
for
I know
having
the
me.
ensemble very esque of the red in the room.
Yeah, Canadian. And I was going to say, I love your tie combo too. Looking sharp, Moses.
I'm trying the spring weather because it's looking horrible outside. Also another guy who's not horrible, but straight up class. I'm going to give it up to Sheray Thomas, the Rustlers men's basketball assistant coach, who's come here. We also have great pedigree, played in the NCAA with Kentucky, the Wildcats, who, by the way, just fell short of reaching the championship game over the weekend. So my condolences to you, first and foremost.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of pain and hurt right now, but we had a good season, 38 and 1. Could have been a lot better, but hey, hats off to them.
All right, well, we'll begin with the NCAA final. The national championship winner has been crowned, and of course, as I mentioned as we were going to the show, the Duke Blue Devils, Mike Krzyzewski. What can you say? The guy has been phenomenal as a coach in terms of grooming the players and what they've done. You look at Jahlil Okafor, you look at Tyus Jones, even Grayson Allen, a kid coming out of nowhere. But to start off, what was the undoing? Wisconsin didn't have bad players as well. They had the AP Player of the Year in Kaminsky, but you have to ask yourselves, you have an 8-point lead halfway through the second quarter, or second half that is. What happened to them to make them lose this game? And Sheray, I guess we'll start off with you.
I think the Allen kid showed his potential and showed his worth. He came out and I think he had 6 points in a row, a couple of and ones. Duke was being real aggressive, just charging to the rim and playing their game. So they withstood, I guess, Okafor and Winslow getting in foul trouble.
And how big was that, too? Considering that the two bigs, you knew if they were going to get in trouble, who was going to help out in that Duke offense? Who was really going to be that guy? And you know they had perimeter shooters, but did you ever think that these rookies would step up?
Yeah, I mean, it's Duke. They're one of the top teams in basketball. You have the best coach. Those guys go through practice 24/7, waiting for their moment to step up. So guys like Jones, who had, 26 points in the game. I think all freshmen scored the second half. I think only freshmen scored the second half, which I think is a record. What can you say about those guys? Hats off to them. They're a good bunch. They battled and undid my prediction for Kentucky to win. So
Sheray said it all. I'm just saying, no, well, I'll add stuff in, but I mean, he's the guy, impressive basketball resume. But can I just actually say, did you know that J.J. Watt and Carolyn Wozniacki were at that game together? Did you see them courtside? Because I think that was a little bit of a buzz. I know that's a little off topic, but I thought anyways. But no, the game, very close, and I think it just shows how incredible Duke is to come back from that deficit and then, win by 5, but, clutch at the end. I think it was Allen who put up the three-pointer that kind of just sealed the deal in there, and yeah.
You saw the emotion on his face, too. I will start with you on this question then. Mike Krzyzewski, is he now the greatest college basketball coach ever?
Okay, John Wooden. You have to go with him. You know what I mean?
You're still going to go with Wooden?
Yeah, well, he's got 10, Mike's got 5, and so Wooden's doubled him. I think, and there's just, he's written incredible books. Like when I played volleyball, we read inspiration, some of his key mantras and stuff.
His pyramid to success.
Yeah, I just think UCLA, he's still got the title. I mean, this definitely puts Mike, I can't even pronounce his last name, on the map. But at the same time, it's still John Wooden in my mind.
Yeah, it's the John Wooden show. Was it 7 in a row, 10 overall? You can't beat that. So Mike, in a couple of years, will probably be on the top of Mount Rushmore for collegiate coaches. But right now, no. I'd have to go with our man, John Wooden.
All right, guys, how about this? We're going to switch. I guess we'll still stick with the NCAA gear, but turn it to your Kentucky Wildcats. After losing in the semifinal there to Wisconsin, you had one player, Andrew Harrison, who's known to be a spark plug, a guy who's very emotional, wears his heart on his sleeve, and in the press conference, he may have said it in jest, but uttered a slur towards a Badger player. Now, that was during the press conference. We're not going to say it on air for obvious reasons, but of course there was a racial connotation. He is black, and the player he was talking about was white. He said it was in jest, and he did apologize for it. No matter, of course, we know how stupid that comment was, but did the media maybe make it a bigger deal than it is? Especially in black culture, that word is kind of thrown around frequently.
Yeah. Do you want to start off here?
Yeah, you know what? I think, okay, and I know we were both athletes at a high level, and I think that, like, he's just really disappointed after he lost a game that he wanted to. And I think that sometimes you're not actually saying it towards the player. You're just like, damn, that player defeated me. And of course he probably regrets saying it, but like, you can say a lot of things in the heat of the moment. And I don't think it was directed at him specifically. I think he was just like, crap, like, you know, we just lost. You're bringing up this player who really, you know, beat us up personally. And so it sucks that he's getting all this flack for it, but I just think it's a unfortunate comment he made in the heat of a moment.
Do you think it's more of a teachable moment then, Claire?
A teachable moment?
Yeah.
In what respect?
Well, in terms of, you know, don't say stupid things, especially when there's a mic in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to remember mics are hot. We always have to remember that in the media. And I think as an athlete, you know, he's not in the NBA. Of course, he's getting a lot of attention, but he's not always in the limelight. And so it's just, I think, yeah, a very teachable moment. And yeah, players should take a look at that and then really realize that they're always, you know, there's always a mic in these situations sometimes.
Yeah.
As an alumnus, how do you treat, if you saw Andrew one-on-one, how would you talk to him?
Oh, it's a teachable moment. I mean, you make errors. They were 38-0. They lost the game. It's in the heat of the moment. Being an athlete, you go up to the podium and you're asked kind of a lot of stupid questions at that time. So how you react is kind of like, oh, it's live. There's no media training for it. You have media training when you go to schools, Division I schools, but when you're up there after a heartfelt loss like that, things are said. I think he kind of mumbled it. I know the media is going to take it and run with it, but it's something that you have to learn. He's a 19-year-old kid that's, you know, going to learn from this moment.
All right, guys. Well, how about this really quick? Rob Ford, I know he's not necessarily quick himself, but the former mayor of Toronto, city councillor, is now appointed to become a board of governor for the Hockey Hall of Fame. Wise choice? Perfect fit? Or is this just one of those head scratchers for you, Claire?
Okay, when I originally heard this, I thought, what the heck? Okay, like this guy is just, he loves the spotlight. But then when I thought about it more, he loves the NHL. He's such a big Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I think he said in a press conference that he will show up to every board meeting. I think that he's really passionate about this, probably more than city politics. That, you know, this is perfect. I think
Plus,
he'll
beer
fit
and
into
sports
that.
go hand in hand.
Exactly. Like, honestly, Rob Ford could not be made more perfect for this. And I think he's going to do a great job, and he's passionate about it.
What do you think so?
It's yet to be seen. I know his marketing skills and business savvy. He's a good fit for this position, but he just comes with so much baggage, right? You know, you never know what you're going to. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with this guy, right? But like you guys were saying, he's such a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I don't know if he'll make every meeting, right, because he's having treatment here soon. But I think he'll be a good ambassador, even though the Hockey Hall of Fame is kind of backtracking, saying that we didn't have a.
The Hockey Hall of Fame didn't necerally put him in there.
Exactly.
It was the city.
I think it took 4 hours for them to send a tweet out and be like,
exactly.
wait,
See how things are going here. Let's see.
They already had that already in motion. They're just ready to press send.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, we're going to take a time out. When we return, we're going to have more Gloves Are Off coming up next, including some talk about Tiger Woods.